What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range, as you can see back behind me. Been out here doing some testing today. I hadn't got a whole lot done out here though, because as you can probably see or maybe even hear, this wind is absolutely howling out here today. I had a couple things planned to get done out here, and this is the second one, so I should be able to get through this, and then I'm gonna pack my stuff up and get out of this wind for sure. But this should be a good one to end out the day with, so I got my jelly contraption set up with the chrono and 2 blocks of gel. Now this far block I've done another test in. I'll leave a link up above. You might want to see that if you hadn't. It's not really a spoiler, but you know, it kind of is, I guess. But anyway, that shouldn't affect this too much, because what we're testing on this one is probably going to do most of everything it's going to do down in this first block. It's probably going to reach into this second one, but I don't think it should affect what it does anyway. And as y'all can already see, we're switching it up and doing some more rifle rounds on this one. Now, both of these were sent to me by somebody who wanted to stay anonymous, but I really do appreciate that. What we got here is some 223 and some 7.62 by 39. Both of them are Barnaul brand, both of them steel case, and both of them are pointed soft point. This one's a soft point boat tail. I don't know if this one's boat tail or not, but both of them, like I say, are pointed soft points. Right here, of course, is your 223. Now this steel case is actually polymer coated, and then here's your 7.62 by 39. In this case here is lacquer coated. I don't know about y'all, but something about the green color that these steel cases get when they're lacquer coated, I think they're really cool looking. Now I have actually tested a couple of different 7.62 by 39 soft points. I know I've tested the Wolf, I've tested the round nose soft point PPU, and I think I've tested another pointed soft point too. So I suspect these are going to do about the same as those did, like our frag expansion, as I like to call it. Y'all know sometimes it's going to fragment, it's going to expand, it's just going to go all to pieces. Now as far as what we're running them out of, both of them are going to be 16-inch barrels. Here we got the PSA GF3 AK, like I say, 16-inch barrel on it. And then for the 223, again, like I say, 16-inch, and it's on top of the Angry Joe PSA lower. So like I said, this ought to be a pretty good one to end out the day with. Let me get us all set up and let's check these things out. All right, y'all, let's get the speeds on these things. I'm gonna do a 5-round average from both of them. We're gonna start with the 223 first. See what we're running. Now, usually I do my testing at 10 feet. I'm back further this time. I'm at 10 yards back here. Still not real far, and still maybe closer than what some people would want to see this tested at, but it's really tricky picking a distance with stuff like this. But anyway, we're at 10 yards for this, just so y'all know. Let's see what we get for a 5-round average here. It's really hard to see that. Got, looks like 3091. There's another one. I'm just gonna do them and then we'll go over them at the end. I'm pretty sure that was one. Pretty sure that red. I'm pretty sure that red. Was that it? Didn't get a hole back for some reason on that little 10 rounder. Let's go down there and make sure we got all 5. All right, we did get all 5 of them, no problem. And our 5-round average from that was 3,102 feet per second. So let's reset this and check out that 7.62 by 39. All right, let's check out this 7.62 by 39 and see what we get out of it. Looks like 2350. Really hard to see that down there. 2391, 2312 maybe, or 2512, 2408, and 2402. So we got all 5. Let's go check that average. All right, so our 5-round average from the 7.62 by 39 was 2,392 feet per second. And if you remember on that 223, it was 3102. So you talking about what, 710 feet per second faster from that 223, which that's about normal. There's no surprise there. You got a 55 grain projectile and a 125 grain projectile, 7.62 by 39, 223. None of these speeds are any surprise. So should be interesting to see what we get in the gel. I think they're both going to do well and give us that frag expansion we always see. But let me get this reset and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's East versus West jelly time. I'm gonna put one of each into the gel, starting with this 223 first. I got my tarp down there, as you can see. Now probably ain't nothing gonna happen. That's usually the way it goes. If I don't put a tarp, it falls in the dirt. If I do, no problem. Let's see what we get, y'all. All right, that should have been a good hit down there. Let's go down and see what we got. All right, y'all, that 223 definitely did its thing down there, looking really, really nice. Did pretty much exactly what I figured it was gonna do. So let's try this 7.62x39 and see what it does. I'm gonna try to go a little bit below and to the left of that one there. This one has got a better chance of flipping off the table just because I'm going a little lower with it. All right, that should have been another good one. I hope that didn't come out. It's turned a little funny. Let's go down there and check it out and see what we got. All right, y'all, let's check out what we got down here. Definitely a familiar sight with both of these rounds. Again, they pretty much did exactly what I expected them to do. So on the top, that was the AR there in the back a little bit. I'll give you some other angles, but it's kind of set back pretty far, but I'm sure you can tell it came in immediately, just fragmented. It started expanding, deforming, just massive disruption right there. Just all kinds of lead. I mean, hundreds of tiny little pieces of lead. This thing went all two pieces. Kept on trucking through this first block, and it looks like it stopped about an inch short of the end of this first block, and a decent little chunk of projectile left there. But like I said, this wound channel is absolutely full of tiny little pieces of lead. And then of course on the bottom you got the 7.62x39. Pretty much the same story here. You can tell as soon as it comes in, it starts fragmenting, deforming, expanding, whatever you want to call it. That frag expansion that we always see. Now I can tell you for sure there's not near as much lead in this wound track as there is in that 223. That 223 is absolutely full of it. Tiny, just hundreds of tiny pieces. This 7.62's definitely got a good bit of it, but not nearly as much. So another interesting thing, I'm sure you can probably tell, both of them got really nice disruption, but the 7.62x39, that disruption, the major part of it carries further than the 223 does, but the 223 is a much wider area of disruption than the 7.62x39. But anyway, this one keeps on trucking through the first block. It passes into the second block, and it actually lost its jacket. That's the jacket, and that's the projectile down there. Looks like it's about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches into this second block. So to be exact here, your penetration on the 223 is exactly 15.25 inches, and then on your 7.62x39, you've got exactly 18.25 inches. So very nice penetration on both of these, and fantastic disruption. Here's a little closer view. That one there on the bottom, that's the 7.62x39. As you can see, very nice disruption there. Again, through the first block and then into that second block. And as you can see there, the jacket definitely completely separated from the rest of the projectile. And then here from the other side, you can see that 223 a little better. I don't know how well you can see all that lead in that channel there, but I mean, it's completely full of lead. And then your projectile sitting up there at the top. Give you a little overhead view here. This glare is really tough to be able to see, but we'll see if we can follow it back and I can cover up the glare for you. There you can see all that lead. I mean, it is just absolutely full of hundreds of fragments of lead. All right, let's check out these projectiles, y'all. So 223 here, 7.62x39 here. Now, looking at them like this, you can definitely tell the 7.62x39 is bigger, but it don't look like a whole lot. Now, when you look at them from the side, it's a whole different story. As you can see, all of that's left with the 7.62x39, and this is all you got from that 223. That's all that's left. The rest of it just went all to pieces in there. Now, it definitely deformed and expanded and fragmented, all that frag expansion. It did its thing for sure, no doubt about it. But if you're looking for weight retention, this ain't the one for you for sure. Now this 7.62x39 on the other hand, it did fragment a good bit, but looks like it kept a whole lot more, even though it started much bigger now. But you can see it totally lost the jacket, and y'all saw that in the gel there, just peeled the jacket right off of it. So I don't know how people feel about that. I know a lot of people don't like jacket separation like that. I guess it really depends on the purpose of these rounds, but let's get some measurements on them first, and then we'll talk about that. So as far as the weights on them, the 223 started at 55 grains, and it's all the way down to 34.6. So it lost a ton of material, and I already knew that. Like I say, y'all could see it yourself, just a lot of lead in that track. And then your 7.62x39 started at 125. And now what was left of the lead there, that's at 85.4. So probably technically that's what was left there, 85.4. Now, if we put the jacket back on it, we're up to 112.6. So definitely a good bit of material lost on that one too, but not nearly as much as that 223. And now as far as our ending size here, we'll check out this 223 first. You got 443, 413, and this short way across is 363. So pretty decent expansion on that one. Now, like I said, you can call it expansion, you can call it fragmenting, but I like to call it frag expansion because it did a little of both of them. And then your 7.62 by 39, this one's gonna be a little tricky, but we'll get to flat this way. You got 446. And then if we hit this longest measurement here, you're looking at 706. So a big old chunk of lead left right there for sure. And that's going to do it for this 223 versus 7.62 by 39 soft point test. Like I said at the start of this, I pretty much expected exactly what we got here. All the 7.62 by 39s that I can remember off the top of my head as far as soft points, they did basically this same thing right here. Very nice disruption along with some fragmenting and a lot of deformation. The 223, I expected the same thing and got the same thing from it, although a lot more fragmentation from this one. All right, y'all, as you can probably see, I'm starting to lose my sunlight, so I'm gonna call it for today with that one right there. Like I said, I pretty much expected exactly what we got out of both of these rounds here today. Fantastic performance from both of them. I guess it would really depend, like I mentioned earlier, on what purpose you have for these things as far as which one would be a better choice. Now, y'all know I'm not much of a hunter. I hadn't hunted in a very long time, but if I did, I would imagine that I wouldn't want all them little tiny specks of lead in something that I was wanting to eat for sure, having to clean all that mess out, and you're never even get all of that out. So in my mind, that's no good for hunting unless it's just some kind of varmint round. Now, if you're talking about defensive against two-legged critters, I think both of these would do an absolutely fine job. But let me know what y'all think about it. Those of y'all who run one of these soft points or a different type of soft point, what purpose do you use those soft points for? If you use one of these rounds for hunting, would you use these particular soft points with all that lead being shed like that? Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. If you enjoyed the video, take a second and hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you've got your notifications on so when I upload new stuff, you don't miss it. Take a second if you would and check out those affiliate links in the video description. If you shop through Amazon, hit up my storefront link first. You'll go right through Amazon just like normal from there. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but anything you buy anywhere on Amazon after that, I get a kickback from them towards the channel. Same goes for those axle links down there. Hot weather is going to be here before you know it. Don't get no swamp ear from wearing them old heavy hot muffs on your ears. Check out these GS Extreme earbuds. I think they're absolutely fantastic, and you can save a pile of money going through those links instead of straight to their site. Like I always tell you, I appreciate all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all out there for supporting the channel. It's starting to get chilly out here with this sun leaving me, so I'm gonna get my stuff packed up and head out of here. Lots of good stuff headed y'all's way, so be on the lookout. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.